like the sun, fall in the ocean. Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win, 'cause we're only human. The ghost of our past is chasing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You know, we told you we'd be back at 7:50, and look that we are. We're so good at this timing. You know, it's all plans. We're doing this properly, as we deserve. And with me is Skirky again for the desk. How are you doing, dude?
I'm doing fantastic. My computer's being a little slow right now, but I'm trying to catch up. How are you doing?
You know, I'm doing all right. You know, life is life, dude. You know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but no matter what, it keeps going on. So, do be like that. But we are looking at the Herons versus Inferno, and looking at it, I'm interested because I see that Draftee is now on the Herons. I thought he was on the Knights, but I believe he was traded, right?
This is news to me. Let me take a look at Trade Central.
This is news to you, bro. This is supposed to be your league, you know?
It is my league, but it's the league I pay the least attention to. So, Double A's boring. I don't know what to tell you. There's no excitement.
Wow, that is toxic. That is absolutely toxic. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think it was a couple days ago. Yeah. Knights receive Hymno and Ducks season 14 round 6, and Geese and Herons receive Draftee. Yeah. So talk to me. Do you feel like that was a good trade? Do you feel like it's gonna affect them? Do you feel like it's gonna be a catalyst for them going forward?
Definitely a good trade on the Ducks part, because I don't think Hymno's on the server anymore. So any profit there is profit. But in terms of Draftee, I played with him last season, not with him, but in the same league. I believe he's also Double A last season as well. And he was really solid. Like, he wasn't like ahead of the pack by any means, but he kept up really well, and he was a good supportive player. And if that's what the Herons was looking for, I mean, they definitely got it with Draftee.
So the reason why I made that face, if anyone noticed, is because I just realized that I have a really good friend on the Herons, and I'm so sorry, Inferno, but now I have to root against you, just because that's how it is. But dude, Rex is on the Herons, my boy. He is seven. Season 11 champion, and I think it was AAA, or was it AA? I think it was AAA. But you know, he's a great person, fantastic rotator, and I'm really interested to see what he can do here. But 7, I want to talk about him for a little bit, because last time I remember, he actually subbed up for the Ducks and blew everybody out of the water with how well he played.
Yeah, 7 was on the Avalanche in the offseason, but he ended up getting traded to what is obviously the team he's on now. He averages, I believe, about 2 goals per game, and he's been doing my fantasy team justice. I've had him on there since, I believe, week 2. So definitely rooting for the Herons along with you here. But I think he is the lead goal scorer across the entire RLPC right now that's played more than 5 series, if I'm not mistaken. So he's definitely one of the best players in terms of AA.
That's fair. Now, do you think that Draftee is going to come on as a sub, or do you think that he's going to be a starter for the Herons?
This is a great question. In terms of like tonight, I'm not entirely sure, but of the overall roster, I'd be surprised if they were not to play 7, Rex, and Mike as their actual roster, just because I know they've been playing before the trade was even made. So I'd be surprised if they make any changes now.
Yeah, I hear that, and actually that's really interesting, because I see that Draftee, even though he just got traded, on the sheets it says that contract status is season 3 of 3. That's correct? Because you are a sheets boy, am I correct?
Yeah, so when trading players, it's more of like a trading of a contract, and it's less of trading as a player. So any MMR incentives or contracts just carry over.
Okay. All right, but now let's look a little bit at the Infernos. Their record is just 1 loss instead of a win. Then the Herons, I apologize, I should have said that the Herons are 7-2. That is my bad. Both of them have almost exactly 5 or 6 MMR off of their cap space. But I do see that
Inferno has a player who hasn't played any games. No, nothing. Kara, and are they a fourth, or are they newly traded? Do you know anything about this new person that I actually haven't heard of before?
I know Kara, she is a draftee, and she just got drafted to the Inferno, obviously out of the draft. But they were having some trouble scheduling with her just because she had some issues and she had to schedule before 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock on certain days, and that was not an option for the rest of the roster. So they ended up trying to put in a replacement player, which got denied because obviously she's available within RLPC scheduled time. So they needed to schedule around that. And unfortunately, it's not looking like she's going to be playing a game because of that.
That is a big oof, like, honestly. So, well, I hope that next season she finds a team that can work with her schedule and can play, because, RLPC, we want to be inclusive, not exclusive. So we want everyone to have fun and everyone to enjoy their time here. And if you feel like you aren't, you can definitely DM me and I will try to help you out, because, well, I have contacts in low places, basically myself. Yeah. Sorry, had to. But yeah, I mean, if you guys are ever feeling like you're not having fun with RLPC, please talk to me, because we definitely want to make this as fun for you as we can. And now I'm going to stop talking about that, because now I'm getting a little mushy and teary-eyed, because I don't like the thought of people not having fun. But the rest of them, A-Jester, Nanites, and Cannoli, A-Jester, he is looking aggressive, has 1.29 for that goals per game. But I do want to mention actually what Mar just put in. He did the prediction thing, that I think, where you can bet points. Yeah, where you can predict and you can win channel points for it. I've never actually done it, but please feel free to and enjoy it, because this is new to me and I got to look at it. But yeah, totally check you in. Let me wait, can I? Oh my gosh. I'm logged in as RLPC official and I can't make a prediction because of that. So I'm mad, dude. I can't predict anything. So that's got to be a big rip. But the rest of you, put in your predictions and we'll see. So far, oh my gosh, someone put in 7,000 for Herons. My word. All right. Well, you guys really have a lot of faith. I just put 5.6 thousand on Herons. All right, Itachi. I see that flex. But I apologize. Let's get back to it. So yeah, talk to me about Inferno, man.
They're kind of the ego of the league, and I'm not scared to say that, because they know it and they flaunt about it in AA chat all the time. Nanites is the self-proclaimed best player in AA, so I'm hoping that he lives up to that name tonight for the Inferno, because I'm assuming he's playing. A-Jester and Cannoli, both great players as well. A-Jester has the highest goal per game of the roster with 1.3, which is quite a number to admire. Not compared to 7-15's like 2 goals per game, but it's the next step there.
It's close enough.
Indeed it is. Looking at team stats, the Inferno.
That's what I was trying to do.
Are 6-3, but only have a 55% winning percentage, which is kind of concerning. That means they've been going to a lot of game 5s and losing quite a few. But their goal per game is about 3, which is about average in the league, and their assist per game is 2.15, which is actually the highest, or second highest, in the entire AA division.
Yeah, I mean, now that I'm looking at it, 7, he's on top of a lot of the stats, so he's definitely one to look out for. I mean, he's 4th in assists, 1st in goals, 4th in saves, and 1st in points per games played, and no one else really has that say. The Coffee, he has saves and goals, but A-Jester's on there for goals, but I don't see him there for saves or assists, so it's going to be really interesting to see how that works out. But I think the one definite factor is that 7 has to be shut down here. Like Inferno, they have no choice but to make sure that he can't get out of this. Would you agree with that, or would you say something completely different?
I would agree, and I want to make a math joke here about prime numbers and, somehow getting 7 out of his prime, but I don't remember the formula to do that, unfortunately, so look like I'll have to pass that one up.
All right, well, jokes are way beyond me because I don't math good, and I went to community college, so yeah, I'll probably get made fun of that. But let's continue on. So we're looking at the rest of the entire league, and Herons, if they win this one, they're looking to go second in the entire league. Is Avalanche currently our top dog with 9-1. So Herons, what can they do here? But Inferno, they're looking to tie it up with decent amount of other teams. What, 1, 2, 3, 4? No, it would be 4. So it would be 4 teams, 5 teams if they make it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Not to flex or anything, but I did put Avalanche as winning the league in, my bracket predictions before the season started, so that's going pretty well. But definitely, I don't see the Herons losing their division. I think they're definitely taking that. So they are in a pretty safe place, especially if they win this game. They're going to be 2 games ahead of the Pythons, which are the one behind them. And that is compared to the Inferno, which is definitely not winning their division, because obviously the Avalanche is in there. But they're kind of a little scared of the Lightning right now, just because they're only 1 game behind them, and that they're fighting for the 3rd or 4th seed because, again, they're not winning their division. So it's just kind of an in-division brawl right now for 2nd place is going to determine how they do overall.
I apologize. I will be 100% honest. I'm trying to figure something out real quick. Logistics, because life, that's RLPC. It's a part of it. But I mean, I remember you talking earlier and saying that you want Herons to win. Oh.
Oh?
Turkey.
Hello?
I have news for you.
You have news for me? Specifically
I have
me?
news
or
for you. Because I have been informed by the most beautiful of people, Captain Clutch, obviously. If you guys haven't seen a picture, I haven't either, but he's still beautiful regardless. We're going to keep it that way. But he has informed me that the one and only Kara is actually going to play in tonight's game for Inferno.
Wow. That is amazing, and I'm really happy for her. Hopefully she has a really great debut, and I wish her the best of luck.
Not even kidding. I'm actually super excited, and I'm going to watch this. Dude, I'm hyped now, dude. I thought it was going to be a relatively normal game, just kind of chill, but with a new, oh, dude, this is going to be great.
It's certainly going to be a match, and now kind of making me regret my vote for Herons.
Wow, that's toxic,
1,000 channel points going down the drain. I don't know.
All right, I want to see some copy pastas for the new girl. All right, you guys, don't make it weird, don't make it creepy, because I will mute and time you out if you do anything horrible. So, I see you guys. But it sounds like every single player is in now. We are all ready. So let us throw it over to our amazing casters. You already met one of them with me. He was Itachi, but his play-by-play is now going to be Titan on Fire. So, boys, tell me, first of all, how you doing, and then let us get into this match.
Herons, easily winning this. Ian is the best player in AA. I know him personally. I've played Aegister a couple of times too, so he's a good player. He's a player to watch out for. Excited to watch Kara. She seems really good. There's no shot. Titan, what about you?
Well, I almost panicked there because my sound stopped working, and I was furiously fiddling with my headset plugins to make sure that it did. And I'm back. I can hear things. I have hearing. I am not deaf, and I'm very happy about that because it's definitely nice to hear what your co-caster is saying. And I caught the end there of your statement. I definitely think the Herons are, the favorite to win. Just because they're doing pretty good in their season. They're obviously have some very skilled players on their squad. But Inferno, as I think the Death said, they got that they have that swag, as they say. They got that confidence. And that can make all the difference as Aegester gonna find the first goal here right off the bat.
Yeah, this is a really good pass by Kara. She put this right off the wall that just made it too awkward for Ian. Rex wasn't back yet, so Aegester just has a free shot. It's a really good offensive play by Inferno.
And that's what you need to see from them, as both these teams, again, topping off their divisions pretty much. I believe 6-2 for the Inferno, 7-1 for the Herons. Absolutely incredible performances, as a bit of a mistouch there. 7 is going to get credited for that goal, but it was an own goal from Kara.
We take those. We take those. Oh my god, please bring the banter in the quick chat.
Oh, we'll see if these teams get a bit heated. It's definitely very possible. I mean, not even heated, but if they get a bit bantery, they start going back and forth in the text chat. We'll see. Definitely a possibility, I feel like, but a bit of an unfortunate own goal there from Kara. Of course, not what you want to see after such a good first goal. It's never nice to just hand away your opening lead like that, especially for the Inferno. So we'll have to see how they fight back, as tied up 1-1 here, about 30 seconds gone in the game 7, can't find the flip reset. And we're still just kind of in this back and forth waiting to see what these teams do and how they what their form is, especially tonight, because again, those first 2 goals, not really a lot to go off of there. It was a kickoff goal, pretty much, and then an own goal.
Yeah, and sometimes it just happens. Ian had a really good touch. I mean, 7 had a really good touch, which just threw everybody off, and nobody was expecting it. Oh, this could be dangerous. Oh, it's a really good touch.
7 not able to get to that one, and Rex last one back. Will just manage to find the save. Gets bumped, though, away, and Kara can't find the best 50 nanites up, and so far, you know, the Inferno, I think, surprisingly, a bit slower with their rotation. Maybe it's because they are playing with Kara right now. Haven't played too often with them, so I mean, we'll see if they do start to warm up over the night, if they can get going a little bit quicker. But right now, as it is, it's just been back and forth for the first 2 minutes. Herons definitely holding strong. And I mean, I was gonna say they haven't found too many shots, but also the Inferno haven't either. It's 3 shots in total this game. Neither team has really been too interested in trying to force shots on net. They've just been really happy to play this midfield clear ball, and you know, that's fine and all, but you do need to score eventually.
Yeah, but at this rank, if you give up or just waste yourself and throw yourself out of the play, it really hurts your teammates. So everyone is playing really cleanly, which is what you like to see. Aside from those 2 goals at the beginning, it's been a lot cleaner rotation so far. Both teams aren't willing to just risk it all. Aside from the Infernos, a few times good save.
Kara wasn't in rotation there. That was a pretty open net. The follow-up touch as well. Not going to find its way on target, but will just be down into the corner as half this game has gone just kind of withered away very, very slowly. Nanites getting another touch into the midfield, but again, in the Inferno. And again, coming back to the fact that they haven't played with Kara all season, might just be a bit of uncertainty with their rotation right now, not getting to those touches where we usually expect them to be. And again, here, Ajester and Kara on a double commit, but it's not going to cause any damage to them, is the nice thing. While they're not getting to potential shots and they're not allowing themselves to take those opportunities just because the rotation isn't coming in as fast as it should be, it doesn't hurt them at all. All it does is it just means that they aren't getting that chance to put themselves in the lead, which you always do want. That's almost an own goal. Mike getting saved a little bit there from almost disaster. But the follow-up shot also saved away, Mike. Just sits on the ground. Yeah, just sits on the ground and it was hit towards him. He says, oh, okay, I'll take that. Kara is going to manage to find the second goal all by themselves.
Yeah, Kara takes a really good touch off the wall and then beats 7 and then beats Rex again. She's so speedy. She looks really confident playing this game. Herons got to look to bounce back quick.
You know, I was really tempted to call you the now banned S-word on Twitch. Well, to be banned S-word on Twitch. But
I said it earlier. And,
you said
Bard
it, yeah.
to me. Yeah, Bard clamped
I don't want Bard yelling at me. So, you know, it's kind of... I'll play it safe, you know? That's... As Nanites going to see what he can do here on the dribble. Not a lot of boost to work with, but does force out a double commit. Just touch up a miss. Rex has to clean it up, and... So far, the Inferno have themselves a 1-goal lead in a very slow-paced game 1. I mean, I honestly was expecting both these teams to come out with a little bit more fire in them, considering, you know, where they are positioned in the standings and how, you know, how indicative this matchup will be for, you know, a potentially even playoff match, because they're both performing well in their season. They're both near the tops of their divisions, or not, if not at the tops. So it's very likely that they might end up playing each other later on.
Yeah, it for sure is true. So this could be a very telling matchup for a glimpse of the playoffs that we'll have later. But I don't think Herons losing a game really is detrimental or anything, because I know all of them. They're not playing to their best capabilities right now, but I know playing against them, the longer you play against them, the better they get against you. So it's really difficult to beat them in a series.
Yeah, it's 2 players up, won't get the touch, and Kara with this clear should be able to end the game. It will bounce on the ground. The Inferno get a win in game 1, but honestly, I really don't feel like that game 1 was indicative of anything because it was slow-paced.
Yeah, own
and
goals, scored
yeah,
rotations at
it just
first.
seemed like both the teams were very reluctant to really get the engine going and try and put on some pressure, and that just meant that it slowly let the time drizzle down, and the second goal eventually finds its way in from Kara, who did top the leaderboards. First game for her, and grabs themselves an MVP. So we'll have to see if the Inferno get more comfortable as this game goes, or as this match goes on. But at the same time, you're also then giving time for the Herons to do the same. So yeah, I mean, this game 2, I think, might even be more important than game 1.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be really telling because if you give them a constant match point, it could be really dangerous to play against them. Although this first game was very awkward, giving teams momentum is the last thing you want to do in a series. It's basically just asking to lose.
Yeah, momentum, it's that kind of word where if somebody was playing a drinking game and they went to a Rocket League commentating stream and they were like, all right, every time someone says and mentions momentum, I'm going to take a shot, they would be dead in like 20 minutes. because sometimes you just have to talk about it because it does matter a lot. Because in some games, it's just the fact that, hey, this team might have lost this close game or lost this game 1, and they just never seemed like they caught their heads out of it and played well. And there are some series where that is all there is to talk about. But I think for these 2 teams, this game 2 again should make all the difference. That infield pass is good, but the shot from Nanites is off. And that's definitely that's something that you expect to go in, especially from Nanites, and they're gonna immediately get punished. Mike gonna find the first goal here for the Herons.
Danger, 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 danger. Can't let the Herons have open space in your half. It immediately will lead to a goal. So unenjoyable to play against. You have no time to collect yourself. Immediately, you have to be on your toes at all times. Really good play. So aware offensively.
So this touch is going to be a bit dangerous, but 7 finds the save, and Rex will get the follow-up. And right now, definitely this is a better look for the Herons already. You can see, the rotation coming through, and they look a lot more comfortable. This one off the backboard, it will be saved away. But the Inferno still looking a bit awkward, as you said. It doesn't feel like they have got into rotation quite yet. It doesn't feel like they're fully comfortable with each other just yet. And if the Herons keep up their rotation as they have, and they keep up their strong touches, we already have had about a minute and a half of game 1 elapse. And so this next 3 minutes might be a bit rough here for the Inferno, as that's an open net. 7. I mean, I get that you want the demo and that you want that boost, but come on.
He probably just didn't think he'd be the first back, but sometimes you just gotta demo somebody. Sometimes you just gotta do it.
What do you mean he didn't think he was going to be the first back? He was right next to the ball!
You just gotta get the demo.
7's just... Okay, Achester's going to find another shot. A very good pass there from Nanites, and with that one... I'm gonna be honest here. With that one play from 7, they have managed to give up their lead, and now the Inferno look completely fine in this game.
Yeah, but that's Rocket League. There can be an easily 2-goal swing, as you just saw in the span of 3 seconds. It's just how it is. Kickoff goals are so OP.
I mean, yeah, if you pull a 7 and go for that boost when it's obviously your touch in an open net, then, I think that will happen. All joking aside, though, that was just a misplay from 7, and that is unfortunate that he probably did think that he wasn't going to be the last man back in that situation. Probably thought there was someone behind him that could clean it up and decided to go for the boost in the demo. And it just didn't work out. Can't reach that one to try and get a goal back for them. But with 3 minutes left in this game, the Inferno grab themselves that 1-goal lead. Still, though, the Herons, I think, have had a majority of the pressure in this game, despite the fact that, the shots aren't in their favor. They have been able to control the possession quite a bit, and they've been able to and ball possession and control and all that, it doesn't really necessarily mean that you just you are getting the most touches, or you have a player on it. But for the most time, it just means that you're controlling where it's going, and you're controlling the pace of the play. As Rex does find a pretty nice pre-jump save there. This one also on target, and Mike will get it away. And right now the Herons racking up some saves, but they do need to break out of their half eventually, and that pass will do it.
Ooh. Yeah, no, she had the freest net of all time. I don't know how Rex saved that, but he just somehow got back to that. That was such a big save.
Yes. Into the last 2 minutes of game number 2, and still both these teams having a few strange moments, but overall the double commits seem to have settled themselves out, and the touches are coming through a bit more consistently. Ajester won't find that shot, and this transition from Mike could be deadly, but Nanites will clear it away. Excuse me. The hiccups coming through at the worst possible time. As Rex, possession on the sidewall, and unfortunately for the Herons, there's been a distinct lack of passing in positions where it does feel like they definitely have that option available to them. They've been doing a good job of course, getting the pass to clear it out of their own half, but that's their forward man that they're using to get the clears. They don't have someone else. They don't have someone that's cheating up any further than that midfield line to give them the option of going for these passes on the offensive end. And it's starting to show because they haven't been able to find a goal after that first one. And these last 4 minutes have just been them getting shot after shot on their net. That one won't slide in. A misread from 2 players. 7 trying to see what he can do. Will get it over, everybody. And that is the tied game, finally, for the Herons.
So, I love 7. Look at this. It takes such a smart first touch while both of them expect such a fast shot, and then he sets himself up for an easy shot later, because there's no way anybody can get to that. They're not beating him to that. That was such a smart play. Way to tie it up. Mike almost made that, though. That was kind of crazy.
Almost got the shot through, as this one is dangerous, but Kara will manage to get it to the side. 2-2 now, and with less than a minute left, it's very likely that this next goal can be very deciding of where the game's gonna go. Mike takes advantage of a mistouch here. Kara can't find the read, and that is going to be the lead now for the Herons, as in this game alone, we have seen it swing back and forth between who has the lead. Both ways. Very, very nice. Very balanced, as they say.
Yeah, this is a Herons clapback game. That's what we love to see. They're looking very confident now. Oh, that's a big demo. Ajester?
Hey, Ajester, I think rushed the touch a little bit, and that's kind of been that's the thing that we've been seeing from the Inferno for a while. They've been given quite a few free goals, to put it lightly. Then that's how they've been keeping in these games. But there's been a lot of touches that they've just been rushing for no reason when they could take a lot more time with it and get a better shot on target, or a shot on target.
Yeah, sorry. Well, that would amount to a little bit more there for their offense, but Herons finding great clears, and just it looks like they're more comfortable on defense now.
Oh, that miss. 7.
No, that was calculated.
7 coming out of net did have the handle on that, and Herons pick up game number 2. Still, though, I mean, it just doesn't feel like these two teams are playing up to their standard, if that makes sense. And maybe it's because I spoiled myself and I was casting semi-pro like bubble scene Rocket League for 5 hours last night. But it just feels like, there's just the offense for both teams doesn't feel like it's kind of working. And a lot of the shots have come off defensive mistakes, and that's mostly been it. There haven't been a lot of really intense passing plays or any solo plays to open up space. It's just been a lot of taking advantage of those misses and those misreads. So hopefully, with this tied up 1-1 as we get into the next match, hopefully we'll see these two teams start to warm up and I guess get into shape, because right now it's been 2 close games, but they have been personally not anything against the teams, but they have been a bit underwhelming.
They're getting amped up as they go, so we'll see we'll see some very entertaining Rocket League here soon because Ian 7 is settling in. I keep saying Ian, gosh, 7 is settling in. It's just I just talk to him so much. It's a curse now.
Yeah, I just talk to the really
More
good
he's-
players in the league. You know, I'm just
Yeah.
real tight with all those top 500s. Yeah.
I just try to be in their back pocket.
Yeah. I try to I have them on speed dial.
I wish I was on his speed dial. So
But
it
yeah,
could keep me out of flip reset.
Yeah, 7 has definitely, I think, been one of the most consistent members here for the Herons. He's been playing very well and has been providing a lot of the offense for them. Mike has gotten a few shots as well. Rex has just been fairly just on that back line a lot, helping to clean things up. As for the Inferno, they've looked a bit up and down here, where they've had really great offensive pressure, as 7 will find the first goal, but they haven't necessarily been able to turn that into goals very consistently. Because I think they had something like, I think it was 13 shots last game and only 2 goals.
Sweetie. Yeah. What really happened that game is they found shots, but they just did not find the finishing touch. They weren't finding high percentage looks once they started to really miss the net, and then they just gave the game away. So, and now the Herons are looking like they just want to take it immediately, and they're not going to let up. So Inferno, with all their offensive chances, they cannot miss. They have to score.
Yeah, and that comes back to what we were saying earlier, where I mean, you even said it, where there were some touches from Ajester and Nenets where you're just like, wait, what? Because it felt like they had all the time in the world to do something with it, and then they just rushed the touch, and they just tried to get the ball onto the backboard or into the corner as fast as possible. They didn't give themselves time to make a quality touch, and I think that's kind of been contributing to the lack of good opportunities for Inferno, and that's resulting in a high shot percentage, because of course they're a very quick team and they're able to find good midfield pressure, but they're just not allowing themselves to take good shots, as a whiff there on the shot means that Herons won't find themselves a second goal.
Oh, Mike, it was so close. It's alright though. Nanites? Possibly. This is dangerous.
Off the
It's okay though.
backboard. Ajester will find the save, and now Rex gets
Ooh,
demoed. Good play there to clear up space with the immediate dunk over
Big
Kara. As the Herons have managed to kill 2 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock so far. Just been playing this back and forth, and they finally managed to break out of their own half. But again, another fairly low-pressure game. Both these teams playing very good midfield Rocket League, getting the early challenges and making sure that there's no time to look for passes. I was gonna say this should be a very great Kara, no boost, and everyone on the field just a little bit low in that regard means that this ball isn't going to find its way into anyone's net anytime soon.
Yeah, and unless we see like really mechanical attempts on offense, there really isn't a lot of offense that goes on in these Rex, this is all you. I can feel it.
Oh. Gonna look for the pass down to Mike, but it was pretty telegraphed there, as that was pretty much his only option from that angle. The shot, though, saved away by Kara, and that was like I think that was the first shot that we had in a good solid, maybe even minute of Rocket League.
Yeah, they were doing a lot of ping pong there.
7, not able to get a very good touch, and as this was cleared away, we still have a 1-goal lead. So for the Herons, this is absolutely a good spot to be in. You don't mind playing ping pong when you're up 1-0, and there's a lot of teams that can definitely do a very good job of just grabbing themselves a lead and then holding on to it for an entire game. And it's incredibly frustrating to play against, and you can definitely see now the Inferno starting to push up a little bit too far, maybe getting a bit impatient with their inability to find shots on net in this game, compared to last game where it felt like they had all the control in the world on the offensive end.
Yeah, the Herons are looking a lot more comfortable on offense. Once they find themselves on this Inferno half, it looks like they're staying on for a little while, but then we have, thank you, Rex. We had situations like those all the time where it's an immediate transition, and there's always a very high... you get a big defensive play out of the Herons, or they get scored on, is what I'm trying to say, which is... It's nerve-wracking for me.
Are you rooting for the Herons here? What is this, the grid? Come on.
It's my org, I have to.
What do you mean?
I'm a Pelican.
I have cast my org, and I can't say what I wanted to say, but I was as hard on them as I would be with any other team. As that shot not going to find its way in, and still every single opportunity being kept out. The Herons have had a 1-goal lead since about 30 seconds into this game, and they have kept that 1-goal lead for all 4 minutes and 30 seconds after that. I mean, that has to be an incredibly frustrating loss for the Inferno.
Yeah, after own goaling last game and being super awkward and not really having a very definitive win, losing this one by 1 and not scoring hurts.
Yeah. I mean, they managed to get some shots there towards the end. Ended up with a very high total of 7, which in a usual game you'll see is enough to find a few goals to get yourself into a good spot in the game and to probably get a win. But the Herons stood strong, got themselves 5 saves, but that still means that 2 of those shots were just completely off, and I'm pretty sure I know when they were. But yeah, and again, accuracy for the Inferno. Even in the games that they've won, I remember I cast them, I think 2-3 weeks, or probably 3 weeks ago, and they won that series, but still their shot accuracy was not the best. They were just putting on so many shots, and the team at that time didn't have good enough defense to play the midfield for, as long as the Herons did, and it eventually ended up in them getting quite a few goals.
Yeah, and they had the Herons had 5 saves to the Inferno's 7 shots. So that just shows that there was an inaccuracy on the side of Inferno. So hopefully they bounce back this game, because I don't want to watch the Herons just take it for free. I want the game 5. So I'll root for the Inferno this game.
I think we
7 might peak.
Maybe. We always want a game 5, though. It's always very entertaining when we get to see these teams play their best. As Kara looking for a shot, can't find it off the crossbar, can't find it off the crossbar. English is sometimes a bit hard, but as we get into this game, number 4 Herons with a 2-1 lead in what has been a fairly passive series for both these teams, deciding to take that approach of playing the midfield and waiting for the defensive mistakes to come out. And I mean, so far for the Herons, I think it has been more effective. They've managed to get their rotation under wraps. They look a lot more comfortable on defense than they did in that game number 1. As that shot don't roll in, 7, just giving us a little bit of a heart attack there as he barely got to that save, and we will remain scoreless. Yeah, I mean, farm the epic save, just boost those stats a little bit. Always a very viable strategy. Nanites unable to get a good touch, but A-Jester will be there to clean it up for him. But in this first minute, no goals finding their way in, but again, the Herons, they do just look solid. They're finding saves, and they're consistently finding, I'd say, better touches as A-Jester gets this onto the backboard. Doesn't have the boost to get the read or get to the double tap, as Kara can't find this one over the last defender. And the Herons going to, again, stand strong despite all the offense that the Inferno is trying to put on, despite how hard they're trying to just get this, towards the net. It is not ending up finding itself in that direction.
Yeah, it seems like, and when it is, it's that 4th man in the crossbar keeping the Herons alive on defense right now. So not what you want to see. We definitely want the Inferno need to start putting away these shots, because it's only a matter of time to the Herons score. And there it is. Yeah, they got to resort to demos, it looks like, and that'll get it done.
Honestly, demos aren't used enough. Let's be honest. As Nanites does get a very nice demo there, clears out the last defender, and that physical play is what you want to see. I think a lot of teams could use a lot more of it, because I think both these teams, especially in this game, we've seen a bit of a reluctance to pass on the offensive end. And maybe that's just because of their positioning, maybe because they haven't felt like they've had the time to. But one thing that you can do, instead of going for a pass, is you can cheat up your 2nd man and go for a demo, and that can also open up a lot of space. And as we see there, in that case, it was the 1st man just coming through for the demo. But I think we should see a lot more of it from these teams. I think it's a potent strategy that just isn't utilized enough.
Yeah, demos are always very good. It's just they're always really risky. If you're missing shots, typically it can be because of inaccuracy or be because you just don't have the pressure to take good shots. Usually demos come from good shots. So to go for demos, there's always a bit of a risk that if you miss the demo, it's not going to work out because you're going to be out of the play and your team can just get scored on if it's a 2v3.
2 minutes and 15 seconds left here in game number 4, and again, a 1-goal game. Except this time for the Inferno. Nanites finds a nice touch onto the backboard, but 7 will find the clear. Low boost on the side of the Herons. They're not going to be able to get this ball out of their half anytime soon until that boomer clear comes through. A nice little caster curse to help them out as Rex now looking for the shot. Bangs it right towards Nanites. But now Rex again off the backboard. But Mike just not in a good position to try and get that shot in as double commit on that attempt. Rex doesn't find the best touch, hands it over off the backboard. They will finally clear it out, but the Herons right now not doing themselves a lot of favors here to try and make a comeback with this defense. Rex will finally get an amazing dunk, but again, they need to have some consistent offense here because they have had an extremely low goals per game so far in this series.
Yeah, and that's really a testament to this Inferno's defense because, yeah, the Herons have managed to win a few games, but really they weren't off super convincing offensive plays where you see the infield passing or the transition offense. It's kind of like mishaps on defense from both teams is when they've been both getting scored on. So
less than a minute left now in this game, and again, just this 1-goal lead holding strong. We've seen, I mean, a much better consistency from A-Jester on these touches. And it's as well. 7. Can't get the shot on target as it's just going to be cleared out. And we might just have another 1-goal game to bring us to game 5 because at this pace, it isn't looking like either of these teams is going to score anytime soon. Maybe Nanites could put it through. And he gets the Inferno a 2-goal lead, gets himself his 2nd goal. And that might just seal this game away for the Inferno.
yeah, it's a doable, but Nanites with a huge double tap. That's probably gonna be the icer for this game. But you like we've seen, there have been 2-goal swings in like 3 seconds in this series already, so it's not impossible that it happens here, but unlikely. Rex?
Oh, can't find the shot. As for the Herons, if you want to make a comeback, you need a goal now, and
yeah, we got it.
Yeah,
oh my god.
They now have a shot. It was gifted to them off a double commit and an absolutely awful touch. But there's now 10 seconds, and the Herons, they need a great kickoff here, but they can absolutely try and make magic happen here in game number 4.
We take those. That's what everyone just said. Oh, this is dangerous.
Ooh. The double commit, though, again, Mike just plays it slow, and it's not a bad choice, but it gives so much time for Nanites to get back in position. 7 with the shot is just barely off. It will stay up, though, in the air. A good touch by 7. This one off the backboard. No one there just yet, but Kara will find the save. Rex should be able to find this touch, but puts it around his teammate, and that will be the victory for the Inferno, and we are going to game number 5.
This is what we want. Now the Herons win. Now they'll really play with my emotions this game. I can sense it.
I honestly can't really call how this is going to go because it's been very back and forth, but it's, both teams just have not looked the best. And I'm going to be honest here. From what I've seen from them and from what I know they can do, I know that both these teams are so good, but it just doesn't feel like they are playing at their absolute peak. And there's been a lot of mistakes. It's led to some very close games. But now in game 5, this is when you want to clean it up. This is where you need to make the magic happen. This is where you need to get your act together for both of these teams. And we're going to have to see who can do it. Inferno versus the Herons, game 5. Both these teams playing to top off their division. 7 with the air dribble will find the touch over the last defender. And that's the first goal for the Herons.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Takes a really great first touch. Realizes Kara is awkward here, so he just takes another shot towards net. There's nothing they can do. 7 just making it so easy on offense. That's why he's the top player in AA.
Good touch by 7. Gets them the first goal, and caught Kara on the early challenge there. That's not
Yeah.
necessarily a situation where you have to challenge it. There's two ways to approach it. You can either sit back and you can wait for the touch, and it completely depends on your read of the actual player going for the air dribble. If it's low to the ground like it was there for 7, it was probably a better choice to sit back and to wait and to see if you would ground pinch it as Nanites. A bit of fancy feet will find the first goal for the Inferno, and we're all tied up. But back to the air dribble. I'm gonna finish this on real quick. And the other, of course, the other option is an early challenge if it seems like they do have some good control and you want to cut it off. And just a misread there from Kara. Goes for the early challenge and didn't expect the touch to be over her. As the Inferno do manage to tie it back up, though, get themselves back a goal, and now we are equal. All tied up. I didn't want to use the word again. We're all tied up with 4 minutes left.
Yeah, and it just happens. Like you saw there, on that last goal, it was actually not an air dribble this time. It was a ground dribble. So both goals have been from dribbles, and both have been scored on from early challenges. So you can't give them time, but if you don't give them time, you might just get scored on. So you gotta, as teammates, you gotta hope that your third man's gonna be right behind you, so you can go for that. Oh, big bump.
7, yeah, gets a very good bump there, and those off bumps really can disrupt a rotation for a team. Just getting them out of the way, and just stopping them from really feeling comfortable in their rotation. Great way to give yourselves a few opportunities as 7. Gets this one off the ceiling to his teammate, but it's not going to be towards the net. As 3 minutes left here in game number 5. 1 goal apiece as the shot just completely off from Ajester. It felt like that should have been a goal. I mean, it should have been a goal.
Yeah, it should have been. He's gonna want that back. That's gonna eat at them. If they lose that, he's gonna lose maybe of like 5 minutes of stress eating off that one.
And as we get further and further into this game, the more and more important this next goal will be for both of these teams. It could just result in a win for either side if they manage to have themselves the win. No, Mike just gets it by everyone. Sorry, I was a bit silent there. I was reading something.
It's okay. It was a nerve-wracking moment. Mike, dangerous. Rex. Oh, only if we got the touch there.
Not going to result in too much more as Kara seeing what they can do as this ball pumped up and
dangerous. Good save.
With 2 minutes left, I mean, again, it still just feels like these teams are not being very proactive on the offensive end, and they're not really creating opportunities. And what's resulted in now is a 1-1 game with less than 2 minutes left, approaching the final minute, and we have yet to see a team really have a good opportunity to give themselves that go-ahead goal.
Yeah, it seems both teams are looking for solo offensive plays when they should be looking for each other and try to be moving up as a team. Maybe it's just both teams have so much pressure offensively, so you just don't want to give it to them. Mike? That was so dangerous.
Can't find the shot as
Ian? A 7?
That's a very good touch. Yeah, just 7, just wins a 50, and I guess that's all it takes. The Inferno, a miss. Nanites doesn't get a good touch, and you know, for as slow paced as this game has been, for as many mistakes as there have been, all it takes is one good 50, and I guess that will do it. Herons grab themselves a 1-goal lead. The Inferno now have to find another goal if they want to try and tie this up and send it to overtime. Ajester almost had a shot, but again, rushed the opportunity. I feel like he could have waited a half second there and gone around the last defender, but just immediately went for the shot, and it ended up being saved away. This could be another chance!
Oh, yeah.
I almost said another option, another chance. Kara can't find the initial shot, but gets a great 50-50. And then Nanites with the follow-up finds the goal, and we are all tied up.
She got the demo there, which completely blocked the rest of Herons from seeing if the ball went in or not. So no chance they were going to save the ball.
Yeah, the pinch with the lucky thing there was the pinch with the post didn't actually end up going out. It just kind of killed the momentum of the ball and allowed Fernandez to come through as less than a minute left. 2-2. We'll have to see. This next goal is going to be ever so important, and these double commits that have been coming out from the Inferno, you know, they got themselves a goal back, but it is going to hurt them in the long run as long as there's still time on the clock in the regulation. They can't afford to make mistakes like that. Nanitz will get this touch up. Mike thought he was going to turn on it, but a miscommunication there with 7 means that nothing's going to happen with it. A nice demo attempt, but Rex will find the clear. And as we approach the final 30 seconds, we are almost certainly in golden goal time. Even if it is overtime, this next goal should decide who wins. 7 looking for the shot. It's to the post though, and this car gets this touch up. It should be the last opportunity for the Herons. They have the pressure. They have it on the other side of the pitch. Ajester finds this save. There might be one more shot follow-up as this one's going to be kept in the air. Kara trying to kill it, but just, again, hits it against that corner. Finally gets the touchdown. We have overtime.
Of course we do.
In game number 5, and this, at this pace, this might be a very long overtime, or it could be very short if everyone just misses. Yeah.
Yeah, another kickoff goal. We saw 2 unlucky ones earlier, and it's just unfortunate. But Herons take the dub, but that matchup did not seem like a convincing win. It was. That happens in playoffs. That's going to be a great series.
Yeah, I mean, it was slow. Both teams not really doing the best, but hey, Herons get the win. I don't have any words to say about it. I think I said everything I wanted to say about that series. It was a bit, it's been a bit rough. So a bit rough of a series for both teams, but the Herons come out with the win, grab themselves a victory. They're going to go up to 8-1 in the Inferno and get themselves their 3rd loss on the season. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to a quick break, and when we get back, it is going to be the Eagles versus the Storm. Both teams 7-2 in their season, looking at the top of their divisions in the Major League. This should be one hell of a match, so don't go anywhere, and we are going to be right back.